I've added this new lightweight underwater camera to my arsenal of underwater cameras. It's charging up right now with the wire, which charges it up for about an hour and a half time of recording. And I'm planning on taking it to Lakeway City Park, and you'll see the rest in this video. Here I am at Lakeway City Park again. Very calm day. It's supposed to hit 80 degrees today. The sun is very bright. Today I'm going to test out a new underwater camera. So here it is. It actually hooks to your fishing line. It's very light. I don't know how good you can see it. It's very, very small and very light. So I've got it hooked to this big catfishing hook, and then I've got a weight on the back of the camera here to take it down. It's all connected here to the rod, but you see I've got two lines because what I decided to do was put in this emergency backup line. If a big catfish breaks the other line and takes the hook and drops the weights and all, the camera will still be attached to the main line, so I won't lose it. So that's the plan for today. Let me just cast it out. I'm going to try to put it out a little further this time than I did last time. And away she goes. Could you hear the splash? So what I do is when I cast it, I reel it in slightly as it's falling. That way the bait ends up right in front of the camera. And then I wedge it in the rocks here and loosen the bail so that if something takes it, it'll go click, click, click and pull the line. Well, don't get dizzy. This is the view from the camera itself, and it's spinning on the end of the line. But I thought it would be interesting to slow it down on the cast and show you what the camera sees as it's being tossed into the water. So here's a little freeze frame action. In mid-flight, as I'm casting, the camera spun around and you can see me standing on the bank, and this picture makes the bank look a lot steeper than it actually was. So I kept it at super slow motion as the bait entered the water here. And then once it gets past all these bubbles, I put it to regular speed. And if you turn up the volume, there's an interesting whistling sound as the bait makes its way to the bottom. So as I edit the fall of this bait back to regular speed, listen for the interesting whistling sound as it passes through the water. It almost sounds like something passing through the air. So as soon as the bait hits the bottom, the bluegills start showing up to investigate. And they end up swarming the bait, the bluegills. But it doesn't take long before we start to see some bigger fish, some carp. And I want to show you, because there's two kinds of carp in this lake. And so I want to show you what they are so that you can recognize them. But there's one carp right now passing, but I want to show you what they actually look like first. So this is the common carp. It's the same carp that you saw go by. You just saw the bottom of it. And they're in the goldfish family. So this one looks particularly like a goldfish with the coloring. And near its mouth, it has like whiskers, kind of like a catfish. Notice that the eye has a small, well-defined pupil. That's going to differ from the buffalo carp. So this is the buffalo carp. It does not have a well-defined pupil. It's more like a doll's eye, just black. And the coloration is duller, it's darker, and it's more of a football shape. And they tend to be fat. They don't have whiskers either like the common carp. Look at the right side of the screen. You're going to see, here comes a carp. It's a common carp. You can see how much bigger they are than the bluegills. Here comes a really good view of a common carp. He just happened to show up right in front of the screen. You can see the whiskers. You can see how he looks kind of like a goldfish. And you can also get an idea of how big these fish are. I slowed this down, but he posed really well. So there's a lot of organic debris on the bottom of this lake right now, and it's kind of murky. And the carp are so big that when they swim by, they stir it all up. But here's another view of a carp coming through. You can see how his tail, he just stirs up all this junk. So these bluegill are swarming the bait, but they're going to scatter in a moment here because a big buffalo is on its way in. So here he is, the big buffalo carp. And you can see his big black eye as he turns. And you can get an idea of his mouth, his sucker mouth that he's feeding with. And then he just blows everything up so you can't see anything. So after recharging the battery, I tossed the camera in again, and this time I got something really interesting. So what you're going to see come into this picture is a flathead catfish. So about 2 years ago, I caught one of these. Here's a picture taken from the video 2 years ago when I caught one. They have like broad, flat heads. They're usually mottled, colored like brown and black, and they can get enormously big. These flathead catfish. He was nice enough to turn around and give us a front view of his head. Well, that's it for now, and probably in the future I'll be able to see a lot more cool things with this camera, and I'll post some more videos.